Have you ever been to a sports stadium or arena? Have you ever wondered where our government roots originated from? Have you ever thought about the religion of Christianity and how it is the biggest religion across the world? If you said yes to any of these things, then you can thank the Roman civilizations for these contributions. My name is Cody Adams, and the goal of this speech is to inform the audience about ancient Rome and how the Roman had many contributions to our society. It is evident in our society that we have been influenced by ancient Rome. Modern buildings, republic governments, and religion can all be traced back to the roots of Rome. Our modern buildings and structures can be traced back to the architectural roots of ancient Rome. Our modern governments and other political components have originated that date back to Rome, and the widespread of Christianity can be credited toward the Roman Empire. In today's society, our modern architecture, structures, our modern governments, and our modern religion of Christianity can all be rooted in the time period of ancient Rome. First, I will talk about modern architectural structures and how we can find Rome's influence on them. There are many buildings in today's society that we see every day that do not take in consideration the origins of them. The columns of the U.S. government buildings are heavily influenced by Roman buildings. According to Cartwright, concrete rubble had usually been reserved for the use as a filler material, but Roman architects realized that the material could support great weight and could therefore with little imagination be used to help span and create a whole new set of building opportunities. Government buildings in America are enormous in size, and they use Roman-style columns. They were able to shape and decorate these concrete columns in certain styles. The three common styles used in Roman architecture is Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian. The Doric is more plain, while the Ionic columns are slender with flutes, and they have a smaller base, and the Corinthians are decorated columns. America's government buildings use these different styles of columns. For example, the Federal Hall in New York uses Doric columns. Our modern stadiums and arenas are also connected to the Roman Empire. Rome constructed the Colosseum as a gathering place for the city's people to watch gladiator events. The building was designed in an oval shape and elevated in height so thousands of people could pour in the Colosseum and watch the games. Our modern sporting events and stadiums resemble just as the Colosseum did in ancient Rome. Dome-shaped ceilings can be found all over Roman buildings. The Pantheon, a Roman building that was used for worship, has a dome-shaped ceiling. It was one of the first in its size and time. Western civilizations have heavily influenced us. We can find dome-shaped ceilings in football stadiums, churches, and even government buildings across the United States. These are some of the modern buildings that we have Roman influence from, and now we will discuss how modern governments are influenced by Rome. Modern governments and other political components have origins that date back to Rome. The government of the United States uses both democratic and republic principles. While ancient Rome was not democratic, we still use many republic principles from them. According to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, the term republic is a government in which supreme power resides in a body of citizens entitled to vote and is exercised by elected officials and representatives responsible to them and governing according to law. The Senate was created about the same time the Roman Empire was founded. According to ushistory.org, the Senate was first created as a 100-member advisory group for the Roman kings. Later kings expanded the group to 300 members. When the kings were expelled from Rome and the republic was formed, the Senate became the most powerful governing body. Instead of advising the head of state, it elected chief executives called councils. The Senate in America can be traced back to the early governments of Rome. The U.S. doesn't have a supreme ruler, but the U.S. has different branches of governments which balance out the powers. In ancient Rome, the Senate conveyed and passed laws in the Cura, a large building on the grounds of the Roman Forum, according to ushistory.org. Similarity, the U.S. does the same things. United States senators are elected by their states and meet at the U.S. Capitol building in Washington, D.C. This is where the senators meet to vote and create new laws. Though Rome did have dictators throughout their country's history, the United States uses Rome's early principles to establish an enduring government. Next, we will discuss how Christianity can be traced back to Rome. The widespread of Christianity can be credited to the Roman Empire. Though Rome was originally a polytheistic belief, it soon became open to other beliefs as Christianity expanded across the empire. According to PBS, over time, the Christian church and faith grew more organized. In 313 AD, the Emperor Constantine issued the Edict of Milan, which accepted Christianity 10 years later, and it had become the official religion of the Roman Empire. Even though Roman Empire eventually fell, it was heavily impacted by Christianity and other conquering nations of the Roman Empire. Christianity became a dominant religion, and the Empire of Rome was one of the biggest in the world, and that created a path for Christianity to become the most dominant in the world. In today's society, we see how Christianity has spread and how Christianity would not be as dominant if it wasn't for Rome's acknowledgement of it. Now we will discuss what we have talked about. In conclusion, today's structures, governments, and religion can be found through ancient Rome. Our modern buildings and structures can be traced back to Rome. Modern governments and other political components have origins from Rome, and also the widespread of Christianity can be traced back to the Roman Empire. Just as the Roman Empire expanded in ancient times, so has the traditions of the empire that have been passed down for generations. Thank you.